I'd already shared it with the pastor. So I thought after sharing it with pastor, it is just done. But when they said there's one more testimony, I thought it was mine. Because at the start of this year, January this year, my daughter, after we got the results for last year KCSE, she performed well. Actually, we were anticipating her. She's there. We were anticipating her to go do medicine. But on a second thought, we said nursing is selling so well, especially outside the country. And as a mother or as parents, we are targeting the outside market with our children. So we changed minds. And being a lecturer, I know sometimes the KMTC nursing is better than the ones for university, because at university one it's administration and the KMTC one it's hands-on, and it is what the Australian country, Australia, US, UK wants it seriously. So we started looking for KMTC in January. We applied. We used all the big people in the country because we know them. We never got the letter. So we said we are going to try September. Come May, that is after I've used all the people that we know, the PS, the CES, the CAS, all the people that you can call as big people in the Ministry of Health because we know them. We never got the letter. Not forgetting that I'm a lecturer who is missing a letter for KMTC. So I said it is okay, maybe it was not God's time. Then one time I came, actually we were crying. That time when Mama Judy, when I called Mama Judy that imagine I'm not getting this thing. That is now was in May. We started looking for this KMTC letter in January. We are still chasing it now, we are in May, 5 months later. So I called Mama Judy and we were crying with my daughter in the car, driving from Kenyatta Hospital to Syokimau, crying that how could we miss? Even me, my daughter was blaming me. Mommy, even with your title. Mommy, even with your connection. Mommy, even with people you know. You can't be serious. And I'm like, surely. I'm also asking myself, surely, how can I miss a letter just from KMTC? Me. So I called Mama Judy, and we were both crying with my daughter in the car. So Mama Judy tells me, don't go home. Let's pass and go to pastor. So we came with the documents, and we found pastor here. And pastor took the document, and we started praying. I left it actually left it at the altar here, and we went. A few days later, the CEO of KMTC calls me. We have got a letter for you. There was one letter left for Nairobi campus. And Nairobi campus is always for the big shots. We could not even imagine we can get for Nairobi. Me, I was thinking maybe Thika campus, Machakos campus, or Nakuru campus. He calls me himself that come for a letter for Nairobi campus. That is now 2.5 months when others have joined. 2.5 months later. So we go and tells us, go and report on Monday. That letter, we are getting it on Sunday at around 5. Go and report on Monday by 9. And I'm like, no, it is Sunday, almost 5, 6. Where do I even buy the uniform? Where do I go even pay the fee? Which bank is open? And I'm like, it's okay. I thank God I have the letter. So we organize very early in the morning. We go to KMTC Nairobi campus. When we went registering, we are told, no, where did you get this letter? The others have read, they have even done their first cuts. You cannot join. And I'm like, here we have a letter. They go to the system, checking the system. Actually, they were even talking, backbiting us in Kijaluo, thinking that I don't hear the language. That, which is this woman? Where can she get a letter 2.5 months later? Then another one tells her, that is a big shot. Take it slowly. They were even actually quarreling about our letter. And they were like, these are the big people who give a lot of money here and disturb us with the fake letters. So me, I'm just quiet, but I could hear everything that they were saying in Kijaluo. Then they go and check in the system and they find it's a legal letter in the system. And then they look at each other and they're like, where did this letter come from? I'm just quiet. Then they start asking me. Then I was also mad because of the way they had talked bad, and I was listening and hearing and just quiet. And when now one of them confronted me and asked me, where did you get this letter? And I told him. I was also mad, so I answered him rudely. Are you employed to get to know where people get letters? Or you are employed to do admissions? Then he was like, unaongea mbaya. Then I told him, no, you do your work. Me, I've come here. You are the one to do for me admissions. Do it. If you cannot do it, send me back to where I got the letter. Then he's like, no, you cannot register. It is too late. Write a deferment letter. So we wrote the deferment letter and left the letters where they were supposed to be and went. Come now September, which is this month. Now we go back to KMTC to, for our letter which we had written to join now in September because it was too late for her to join in March intake. We are told now there's a problem. The CEO himself now is telling me there's a problem. The problem comes here. I don't have the powers now. And I'm like, how? You are the CEO of the organization. How can you not have powers in the organization? The government has given COOPs the powers to now do placement. I am not the one who did placement. So I have no powers. I cannot even access that system. I was shattered. My daughter was finished. Actually, she even reduced weight. She cut weight. Now, I was like, now which is plan B? Secondly, we did not even apply any university. The university students have already joined. So what are we going to do? I told Papa, now we have to go back on our knees. I came, we started praying again. But now one thing Papa was telling me, don't worry. From what I'm seeing in the spiritual realm, okay, this week, they will not call you. But next week will not end. And I told Papa, do you know, as much as you're saying next week will not end, this person who is supporting me, whom I don't even know so much, has no powers now. And he told me, don't worry. In fact, what we should be praying for now is for that man, because there's a lot of competition and fights that they want to unseat him and put their own people. The government wants him out there to put their own person there. So he's the one we should be praying for. But for your letter, don't worry. He will leave when he has sorted if he has to leave. I went, I'm like, okay, God works in a miraculous way. So I also continued praying. In my house, I have a prayer room. So every time I come after work, I go there after I finish my runnings of the house, do my prayers, wake up in the morning, do my prayers, blah, blah, blah. Yesterday at 10 in the night, this person calls me. That I have given you a new letter for September intake. The deferment letter might take time because there's still a lot of issues between the government and the KMTC board. So for this girl, I have organized, and he gave me some funny credentials. And he told me, tell the girl to use these and these codes to enter, to access, to log into the system. And when she did that, she was in the system. And trust me, on Tuesday, we are reporting in KMTC. And I'd given up. Actually, next week, even when she'll be registering, I'll not be around. It is Mama Judy who is taking her. Because I have no plans. I'll not be around. Because I have given up and I've said, let's see what God will do. I've even contacted the several universities and I told them I'm in a crisis. If things don't go well, next week I'll be sending Mama Judy to your offices. Look for a letter for my daughter, even if it is late for university admissions. You cannot now leave me out. I am your person. And God has done it.
Jesus. Who has done it? Jesus. Take your seat. What cannot do don't exist. What God cannot do does not exist. Praise God. Amen. I remember even when it was said that she was being moved to I don't know where they have mentioned that she's going, that's where they are sending her. I opened my eyes and talked to Baba. Baba told me that she's not going there. Amen. That she's going here. Amen. And Baba told me that something is going to happen. That something, sometimes God orchestrates something. Yes. He don't know it is for his own favored one. Huh? He said, to him that I will have mercy, I will have mercy. To them that I will have compassion, I will have compassion. He said, I am God. Is there no partiality with me? There is no partiality with me. There is no partiality with our God. My daughter here, Shamtel, God just showed her favor. Amen. Are you hearing me now? And it was not up to weeks. This letter. Even when she came, she brought the letter and I brought it upon this altar. And I told God, I said, you said this thing. And what I have never seen you started something. And we went home with Mama. Night, we had just saying, God, this matter. Let it be settled. This case. And when she came to me, I said, this week now, nothing will happen. You might be expecting maybe there's. I told her this week, nothing will happen. But next week. But next week. And next week was actually closeness. I know for her, she was saying, this one. You know what it will take for the director to call you at other hour? God has stood up from the throne. God might have been standing from the throne. For a man of that caliber to stand, to pick a phone, to call you at 10 in the night.
It's not like I know him. He's not even I have only seen him thrice in my life. We are not friends.
Took his own trouble to call you. God. Something else. Yes.
There's something. Her brother seated. I don't know if I dreamt. She sent me the photo here. I saw the sick brother seated.
Yes.
Now I don't know if I dreamt or
You are not dreaming. Because I was looking at the same thing and I was showing my mommy that this one, God is at work. It will not take time. It will not take time. That's your brother. He will walk, he will run, he will jump, he will preach the gospel. Whatever that is happening, he will come to be a testimony.